we really believe that you have to look at the school and the community that the school is in. So our program focus is on education-centered community reinvestment, where we look at the neighborhood, the public schools, the libraries as elements in a singular ecosystem.
And the strengths and advantages in the neighborhood help bolster education in schools and opportunities for young people, but also the spending and the physical capital of our education system also benefits the revitalization, the stabilization of neighborhoods that have been disinvested in for generations.
But the short answer is money and programming, right? The spaces become alive and connect to communities, when they exist but the capital is actually typically not as much of the problem as is the support to operate them in a way that thoughtfully allows the co-location of community activities and school.
Identifying what are the unique needs or interests or wants of each community, and then thinking about what will be the built environment response. Is it a community center? Is it a new clinic? Is it a flex space that both students and their families can use? And so it was this opportunity for the district to really lead the way, I think, for our public agency partners to say, we're willing to get creative.
So what is a community school? It's a strategy, but it is also a place and a set of partnerships. And this language about partnerships and collaboration has come up over and over again. And I think that the partnership piece of community schools is essential and is one of the strategies for change.
It's in many respects follows the school without walls theory of how can we partner, how can we facilitate partnerships. And we have a targeted investment zone area of 2.5 square miles, a place-based strategy similar to the Harlem Children's Zone that we've been working on for about 15 years in East Baltimore, with now have 100 partners.
Our schools should be focused on teaching and learning. So where are the places that philanthropy can stand in that gap for our schools, be it housing, food, nutrition, technology, those types of things. So I think understanding all of those needs, how they affect the schools, and then busting down that fortress wall to become an integral part of the community as opposed to trying to do well in spite of the community. It's insulting and it's dangerous.
I think there's a commitment that we have to shared power and to thinking differently about the role of philanthropy, to thinking differently about the path forward. It doesn't seem like we're holding on too tight to the way things have been done before, because we're able to see now with incredible clarity the way that has failed us and failed our young people.
So in the implementation phase, we're taking these strategies that we've developed. We've found partners that we'll work with, and that's the City of Atlanta and the Atlanta Public Schools and the Clayton County Public Schools and Forest Park. And these will be the communities that we bring these programs to.
Being able to tap into all that Atlanta has to offer for the students that doesn't have to be inside the four walls of that school, right? Is going to be, a really, really, I think, powerful process that could, be a model for other folks in terms of thinking about, how do we really leverage, all of the different assets that folks have around the city.
How can we work together? How can we be additive to what's happening? How can we convene and bring others, be catalytic, but really drive and support innovative solutions that are homegrown, that are contextualized for the community? And I think that's what we are really excited to think about with this work, not only with Atlanta, with Clayton County and Forest Park and others, but just thinking about how can we best support from the national side to filter down what we've seen to be able to apply it.
We're going to involve and hear the voices of our students, our parents, our community members. But one of the things that's exciting for me is not knowing and being open, because if we think that we know and we have ideas that are predisposed, it's a hindrance to creativity.
So when looking at the work that Reimagining Schools brings to us, Mayor Butler And working with her over the years, this was the right time. They had already said, we want to improve our community. They've invited not only me to events, but my students. We've had, our students have had a voice in this work that Main Street is doing. So my kids know that when they're called upon, their voices are being listened to.
And so when you hear the word progress, you envision onward momentum. But I'm about to blow you guys completely away. So for me, progress is an acronym. Are you guys ready? All right, take your pens out. Progress stands for political restoration, opportunity, and growth for residential, economic, and social success.
We're redesigning, we're reimagining, we're re-engaging, we're repurposing in order to ensure that our students have every opportunity afforded to them that will give them an improved, increased quality of life. That's what it's all about. It's everybody. You mentioned inclusion, you mentioned equity. It's everybody. Everybody's got to make the honor roll, Ann, period.
Everybody. I love it. So now everyone on this call can see why Clayton County and Forest Park are part of the next iteration of Reimagining Schools. The readiness, the timing, the relationships, the opportunity to create that community for everybody. And we are so grateful for this particular extraordinary team. So Ron, thank you, and Josh for the opportunity. We're ready. Thanks.